Okay, we are live.
Hey, coming to Cellar Live. It's a Cellar Live, Cellar Nightly. Here's the show. I'm hosted again, Sherrod Small. Yes, the poor man's Godfrey. And we're here. We got a packed house. Blotnick is in the house. Say hi, Blotty.
Hello.
And we got Rich Voss is here. Voss.
What's up? What's up with that? What's up with that? He took his rings out. Took my rings out of the safety deposit box for this.
Did you?
Oh,
Your Super Bowl
special.
ring?
Yeah, for this one. They go back to the safety deposit box tomorrow, but
Yeah, you don't want to lose your bar mitzvah jewelry.
oh, my bar mitzvah. I did a thing with Emily that for Comedy Central. Emily was nice enough to, and my wife yelled at me, said I wasn't mean enough. That Emily must have been disappointed.
Oh, Emma,
Was I supposed to be meaner when we shot that thing?
get her name right, you fucking old bastard.
I said, what did I say?
I'll say you said Emma and you said Emily and it's Emmy, so both of
Yeah.
you can take a hike. Oh,
Sorry.
Jackie!
Sorry.
Well,
Finally,
here
someone-
we go. The women of Bruce's place finally joins us.
Wait, hold on. Was I mean enough? Was I not mean enough?
I think you could have been meaner. You could have been meaner if you wanted, but I wasn't mad about it at all.
I thought there was
Emmy,
good
right? I said
moments.
Emma, that's
I thought there was good moments in it.
Keep
Yeah,
control.
for
Jackie,
sure.
welcome to the show.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
I'm
Hi,
glad
guys.
you can stop your protest
Hey.
to join us late.
What?
I'm glad you can stop your protesting to join us tonight.
Okay, bandana. What's that on your neck?
I mean, that's my you're supposed to wear that PPEs.
What?
That's my protection. I put the mask under that, and then I put the bandana on top of it. I double down.
If you were outside, that would make total sense. Yes.
I
Yes.
double down. I just ran in here to do the show. I was downstairs drinking.
Okay.
How aggravating when I'm driving to see somebody next to me in a car by themselves wearing a mask.
Yeah.
I want to. You're
I do
not
that.
gonna. What is it gonna come through your vent? Relax.
I do it too, and I forget. I'm
I
all
do it all
strapped
the
in,
time.
and I'm like, I've been driving for 3 blocks. I can take this.
I know. I can't. I have
And
a
then it's the
tough.
opposite. Sometimes I don't have it on when I'm like this. Oh shit! I forgot to put it on.
Yep.
I have a tough time breathing in half these masks I got.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have
Isn't
a
it-
tough time
it
breathing
gets
anyway.
hot.
You're 82 years old, boss.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Or I'm in the car and I've driven off to run errands, no mask. Forgot all about it. And I'm like, what do I do? Do I get out the car? Do I go back home? Do I
You
say
can use a
fuck it?
garment.
Huh?
You can still use a different kind of garment to cover your mouth.
You don't have you have your summer outfit in your purse. You don't have an extra outfit to wrap
got-
around your head.
I got like 5 different masks in my car. I got scarves like
Yeah.
that.
I don't
How,
have any
what kind of
that.
masks? What are 5? You have 5 different kinds of masks?
Well,
Yeah.
5 no, my
He has a
wife.
screen mask.
My wife makes them. She has 3 sewing machines, so my wife makes them. And I have
Oh.
different colors, and I just have different masks that I accumulated from her. And then I get new ones, and I got.
I like
3
how
or
you
4.
treat masks like they're sneakers, boss. You got the new.
Yeah.
Well, they got to match what I'm wearing.
You such a black room comic.
I know.
Do you talent? Tell us more.
Let me tell you something. They call me JB Voss.
Nobody calls you.
Okay, Richard
Emmy,
Smooth.
so what you been up to, Emmy? Where you been? Where are you?
I'm in Brooklyn. I've been here pretty much the whole time. Yeah. I feel I have so little to report. I'm mostly just like sad and lonely. Is that how you feel?
Well, did you go into a quarantine with no boyfriend or girlfriend and anything?
Oh no, my fiance is like 6 feet that away.
So
and
why you destroying this nigga? He's doing the best he can trying to get you through.
he's doing great. He's doing great. But you need to see humans, right? I feel like
The humans
yeah.
to see. Yeah.
you need multiple humans in your orbit. You're above the cellar right now, Sherrod?
No, I'm in New York City, but I just got back in town less than a week ago. I was out of town off the grid for like 14 weeks.
Where'd you go?
I went up in Connecticut. I was in the Hamptons, and that's it.
I just
Your other properties? You're at your other homes?
I'm out of the homes. You gotta have different homes. You gotta check on your property because these Mexicans don't really cut it when they say they're gonna cut that line.
now when you're checking on your homes, are the owners there? When you're
Whoa,
checking-
come on, boss. Boss, what is that about?
I I just drove to North Carolina. I did good nights over the weekend. When I drove to
What's
North,
wrong
I
with
drove
you?
down.
Inside
What's that?
midnight.
First of all, let me
Rich,
explain
you're a
something to
super
you.
spreader. That's what that means.
Oh,
I'm a super. I sat on the fire escape until they introduced me. I brought
inside?
outside. I sat
Show was
outside.
outside. Was the show inside outside?
Inside, but wait a second. I brought my own
Boo.
microphone.
Boo.
You won't do anything inside?
No.
Have you gone to Home Depot or gone to the supermarket?
If Amazon don't bring it, I ain't got it.
You dart in and out with a
haven't gone
mask.
to the
I'm
store.
not saying-
I'm going to the
No,
supermarket.
I went to the grocery maybe once or twice, but I got other people who do that.
Oh no, I got to go to Home Goods or the supermarket. So
What are you doing
Wait,
at midnight?
Home
Are you
Goods.
doing an hour?
Home Goods is not important. What do you need? An extra lamp?
not Home Goods, Home
Humidifier?
I mean Home Depot. I mean, or
Oh, I
whatever.
was about to say, well, you need
Okay.
candles? What are you
No.
with Home Goods for?
No, I mean Home Depot for my house.
Boss, I can't believe you did a show inside a comedy club in North Carolina where shit was peaking.
Not
and
in
you a man of
Raleigh.
a certain age, and you got pre-existing conditions.
I don't got any precondition, nothing.
You Jewish, ain't you? You got something to do.
I got, well, you can't.
Asthma?
I got
Come on.
anxiety.
What's funny is that my girlfriend in LA, when they were open a few weeks ago, she went to the mall. I don't know why, but there were lines to get into TJ Maxx and Home Goods. I was like, "What the fuck? Do you need a yoga mat that bad? What is?" There's nothing that's sold in these stores that is considered close to essential. Nothing.
Nothing. And that's
Not
why the comedy
one
clubs.
thing.
First of all, no comedy clubs are open in any state that believes in science.
What, they're open.
sounds
If you go to
about
North
right.
Carolina to do a show, you know it's a wrong move.
But
Yeah,
here's the thing,
they're doing
Rich,
them in New York and places.
be careful, Rich. Every guy,
Inside?
Go ahead, what?
No, they're not.
Rich, at least 4 out of 5 men who have gone to do weekends at clubs around the country caught it.
Yep.
Yeah, but you know what? They were socializing with the audience. I walked on
you don't
stage.
know
No,
that.
usually
You
wasn't.
don't know that.
How if I'm wearing if I use my own mic, I walk in, then I walk out, sit on the fire escape. How
Do you,
you know?
do you
People
perform with a
laugh
mask
from the
on?
audience. They
Do I
put-
perform in a
What they said.
I put plexiglass around me like the Pope.
They
Okay.
have, because I know governors in Long Island actually has plexiglass around their stage inside the room, but they
They
still
do?
are just doing shows outside under a tent.
Even the nail salon next to my house has like clear shower curtains on either side. They're not doing that at clubs, are they?
Now I'm getting all paranoid.
They
How long ago was it?
Wow.
D.L. Hughley got it, Jay Phillips got it, and Brian Callen. Equal opportunity.
Yep.
It does not discriminate.
Yeah,
It's
but
like the
believe you
world
me,
don't need your observational comedy that's bad, dum-dums.
but believe me, I don't do the numbers. Any of them do.
That has nothing to do with it. What is that?
Let me tell you something. The
Maybe
people are
you're
so
safer
far
on the
away.
road.
What's that?
Maybe you're safer on the road because there's less people at your shows than in your house.
I mean, I don't know if there's the most people at one show was 44 people in
That's
one
enough.
room.
That's
In one
enough.
room. In one room.
Inside a room?
But they're not close to you.
Don't you see that LA
They're
just
breathing
rolled
and
back?
spitting and laughing.
Yes.
No, they're not. No, they're not laughing. I'm
Enclosed?
speeding,
They're definitely not
but they're not
laughing.
laughing.
I can agree to that.
Guess where I should be this weekend? I'm supposed to be at Off the Hook Comedy Club in Florida this weekend. And I can't and 2 weeks ago I was like, guess where I'm not going?
You're nuts to even attempt to go to Florida.
Yeah.
And the NBA, by the way, they trying to open up at Disney World.
I don't
Well,
understand.
I didn't.
It's
Go
What's
ahead.
that?
Disney World is nasty when there's no virus. Why would I want to go there?
And in a state that's peaking, and Westbrook just came down that he tested positive. It's like these players are not. I just don't feel like the season is worth everybody's health.
Cancel everything.
What?
Just for the rest of the year. Make 1 year of your life be like, you know what I did last year? Not a goddamn thing.
Not
And
a
then
goddamn
move on with your life after that.
I mean, we got to stop trying to hold on to it. I think we just got to say January is just, it seems more realistic than trying
Let's
to say,
try
oh,
again.
lives. Kids go back to school. It's like, stop.
Yeah.
But like roller coaster, did you see the Japanese roller coaster that opened and the instructions say please scream inside your heart? They don't want people like that's what we need to people
I
won't
don't
be quiet.
Only the Japanese would think that screaming can be done inside your body.
That's what I've been doing for months. I'm pretty sure.
I know. That's called being a woman. I scream inside my heart daily. I'm a female. That is the worst advice. Every woman I know is like, that's how I get by.
Oh, what happened?
What
happened? Inside your heart while on roller coaster to avoid COVID spread.
Oh.
A video of Japanese amusement parks executives demonstrating how to scream inside your heart to avoid spreading COVID-19 while on roller coasters has it's roaring success though. They got masks on the roller coaster too, and they're screaming inside.
That's how you do it.
Why they lost the war.
All that's gonna happen is a lot of them are gonna end up farting and sharding. It's gonna be a lot of shit on the chair.
People gonna put the eyeballs out.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Please shart inside your heart.
Please shart inside your heart.
Well, I won't go on a roller coaster.
I don't go on them anyway. I don't like public pools. I know Sherrod thinks I'm bougie. I don't like parks.
Public pool.
I don't like crowds. I think the reason why I became a comic is I could be in crowds without really being in the crowd. Because you're on a stage and they're over there.
Either you be a comic or a DJ.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, hey, I want to party. That's too close, but I want to party with you. I've never been to New Year's Eve in Times Square. I'm from New York. You see how many people out there? Never.
It's fun though.
Horrible. It never looks
horrible.
Yeah, 10 seconds to do this.
Yeah, and it's always, in the last few years it hasn't, but I've watched it online on TV where it's like below zero.
It's great. I did coverage for like 3 years in a row for Fox. Out there, first of all, the first thing you learn is you're going to have on several pairs of socks because your feet are the first thing that get freezing because the ground is freezing. So you got the ground and the air.
You can't feel your toes.
Fucking frozen.
Yep.
And they're not circulating because you're not walking. You're just standing there.
No.
So there's no circulation.
And a lot of the people, if you're in the audience, though, I don't know how they do it because they lock them into those little boxes. And a lot of people got diapers on, adult diapers, so they can pee. McDonald's, though, they fucking hustlers because they still got their employees come out to Times Square and take orders with people in the line.
I have never gone to sleep at 11:30 p.m., woken up at 7 a.m. and been like, I missed it. Never. My whole life. Never get it. Sleep right through it. Like, guess what I missed again?
You was born an old lady. Fucking Mary McLeod Bethune.
How come, many people go to sleep and be like, I would stay up, but I don't give a shit. And then they wake up the next morning and they're like, well, Happy New Year.
Some years I give a fuck and some years I don't.
This year I had to go on. I went on stage at the Cellar right after the ball dropped.
That's
nice.
I was the last comic on the show, but the first of 2020. But
That's
right
wonderful.
after the ball. Yeah, listen. No, it's not a good spot, but the set
the
worked
worst
out.
spot. Listen, whenever I do New Year's Eve, I'm done by midnight, or I'm not doing spots after midnight. I learned that a long time ago. Do not do spots after because everybody's drunk and want to go to the phone and talk to me. They don't give a fuck about no show no more. The show is really done after midnight. So
it almost is.
My last spot is 11 o'clock on New Year's Eve nights.
My last New Year's Eve, I was at the Funny Bone in Virginia. New Year's Eve night. I was the comic, and the room that I was performing in front of was half white and affluent, half N-word ghetto. You know how much energy it took for me to manage drunk, New Year's Eve, white hecklers, Wu-Tang Clan? I was exhausted by the time it was over. I don't want to do any more New Year's Eve shows. I spent the whole time telling one joke and then roasting. I was exhausted when it was over.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
A lot of fucking work.
I think I worked one of those clubs once. There was no cover charge and no drink minimum. So if you were just killing time, ready to catch a bus or something, like, hey, let's go watch a show. Like no minimum and just free passes. Well, that's like
It's like a carnival at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah, it's serious. And I almost got worried about not getting paid because I ended up getting into a verbal fight with the black people because I forgot. You know, when you get somebody black really angry, we all turn to something else.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if they keep hitting at me, I'm not gonna get my check. I'm gonna end up having to go home with no pay because I'm gonna end up cursing these. You know, it got bad because they're purposely trying to break you.
Yes, those country blacks did not want to hear your up north Jamaican nonsense.
No, but then when I realized, when they saw that I could be gutter like them, they were like, "Oh, we fighting now." I was like, "No, I want to go home. I just want to finish my set and get my check."
When you see somebody sitting in the front row like this,
yes, leaning as far back as possible with their legs spread, holding their dick, I was like, "Look, guys, I don't know why you're trying to break me. Tonight's not a good night for this."
What club was that?
One of the Funny Bones. It was Virginia. It was a Virginia Funny Bone.
did you ever do all urban rooms like in your career, Jackie?
A few, not a whole lot, but a few. Yeah.
They would throw stuff at Jackie. Jackie's the kind of black they don't like.
No. I'm the kind of black
they don't like no readers.
I'm the kind of black they don't know about until I get there. They're like, "Oh, you are one of us."
Oh yeah, they got to figure that out though. But first, when she walk on, they go like this. They suck their teeth.
They do. Yeah, I've had many girls sit there like, you know that when you hear this, that's how you know they're about to give you some bullshit. And then I gotta be like, "No, bitches." Then they're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, they gotta figure you out, bitch.
They gotta figure it's not easy for me in a black room. I gotta convince them that I'm black too.
Oh man,
you can't show any fear.
No.
And no fear.
If they smell nerves, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna bury this bitch."
Yeah, you gotta drive the bus. If you look like you can't drive the bus, they're gonna fucking go apeshit. Blotnick, how many black rooms you been in now?
Who?
It's not a ton, not a lot. Like,
how was your experience though?
They smelled fear on me at first, and then we came together. But like, I think any one of them would have been funnier than me at that moment. So I feel like, oh my god, the compliment that I remember was a guy said, "I didn't know what you were talking about, but you did your thing," and I was like, "All right."
That means you did a good job. You did your thing. Okay.
I'll take it. It was I don't get invited there, but I'm not opposed to doing it at all.
As much pride as you have as a comic, if you can get through a set in a difficult urban room and all they say is, "All right, you did your thing," you're like, "You know what? That's great. That's good enough. Get me the fuck out of here."
Yeah, first time I did the Apollo, I was nervous as shit first time I did the Apollo.
Yeah.
Nervous. I think I was on with like Avant, one of those fucking groups.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It was me, Avant, and like fucking some rapper. And then I was nervous as fuck. Monique was hosting, and she was lovely. Monique was fucking lovely. Went on, crushed it. I was so happy that I crushed it, nigga. Me and Tone had the same reaction. Me and Tony Rock, my cousin, had the same reaction after Apollo. We get off stage, we run to the alley, and we cry. And we cry like babies. Snot bubbles. We did it. We did it. Well, the first thing I'm telling you.
When I did the Apollo, the first time I went on, I killed. Like you say, you killed.
When you
but
kill,
then they call me, they go, "Come back 3 weeks later." Because I killed. Right. 3 weeks. You can't come back 3 weeks later. I didn't have that set.
Right.
They did. Well, they can't. Like, this girl stood up and said something, and I fucking slammed her.
Right.
And the crowd went nuts. Right.
Right.
And then she yelled, "You're gonna let this white boy talk to me that way?" And then I killed her too. And then she got me with and you know.
You used the race card on you to get everybody united.
Oh.
The only thing that's dangerous, though,
Scott King.
The only thing I find dangerous though about a black club is that when I do one club I did my whole "I'm a single girl" sex jokes, and a lot of the brothers, they think you're offering. Yeah. So when I walk into the hotel alone, they're behind me like, "So, you really suck dick down?" I'm like, hey, I was just joking, Jamal.
Yeah, you talking, walking.
These are bits.
Yeah, exactly. We got this bitch now. I was like, no. I was just kidding. Please back away.
Oh.
Where's security? I need security in the hotel.
You ain't about that life. Don't be talking you can't walk it.
No, that's what they say to me too. That's what they say. Oh, you all talk. I was like, yes. It's just jokes.
The
man.
whole act is just a sales pitch for wealthy
Exactly.
men. That's
Exactly.
what
I was just trying to relate to you. I don't want to touch you.
They used to do. They did shows like I did one at La Barbat. It was an after work show. After let's
Like
do
a
comedy.
Friday night type of, Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah, at like 5. And this girl, she must have been about 800 pounds. And listen, she started booing me. I go, booing, you should be mooing. They went nuts. They went nuts, and I went, thank you, good night.
Good night.
I got the big laugh and got the fuck out. I'm telling you.
Be on a high note, goddammit.
You get that laugh and get the fuck out.
You've done. I bet you, Sherrod, you've done the place. It's a cafe, Bronx Cafe, Smoky
Bronx
Suarez.
Cafe, yeah.
That's down the block from my house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did it once years ago,
Yeah.
and it was in the winter. And when I tell you, it took me 10 minutes to get the audience to even listen to me. They were coming in fur coats, and I had to make fun of them because there was a whole bunch of bald thug criminals in the back, all wearing the fur. And I was like, I can't tell where the coat begins and when your big ass starts. And you gotta roast them.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, I was like, look, my parents are up the block. I'd be damned if I bombed on my block goddamn street. I was threatening them. I was like, look, I live up the block. If somebody don't laugh soon, I swear to fucking God.
Are you talking about this bitch up? Are you talking about BBQs?
No. It's some cafe up the street.
Cafe.
Oh.
Bronx Cafe, very popular place.
Yeah, it used to be packed. It used to be jam-packed.
It was packed in there, and they would try me, and I'm like, I live right up the block. You're not doing this in my life. I swear to God.
The good thing about black rooms, though, they pay more money.
I don't remember. When last time I got paid?
They pay more money than a club.
Well, one night, we talking about one night.
One night, like, you just come in. You definitely get like $200 compared to, I'm just putting it on scale.
Yeah.
If you get 200 in a black room, you probably get 50 in a mainstream room.
Yeah,
if I can book independently, if I get independent booker, like Connecticut, that's the thing. It's also tiring though. Like if you put the word out that you want to perform anywhere, you could do Manhattan, Queens, Brooklyn, Connecticut, and it's like it's too many shows for one human being.
That's
one night.
Yeah, but they say be there at 9 and the show doesn't start till 4 a.m. You're like, what the fuck am I here this early for?
They have all these guest spots. You're like, do these guys even really do stand up? Who is this guy?
Yeah.
I've done shows where they had the pre-MC bring up the MC.
If y'all like me, wait till you see the real MC.
But that's when you also get to hear a lot of guys stealing. Because I perform everywhere, I was like, none of these jokes belong to any of you niggas.
Yep.
Wait, who do they steal from?
They steal from everybody. Everyone, every Def Jam, every Comic View, every special. Yeah. I heard jokes and I was like, was that all Earthquake? And they don't know that I know. Because
a lot of times I try to wait through all the stolen shit to try to wait for their joke just to see how funny they are or not.
Yeah.
I'm like, all this other shit just stolen. It's get out the way. It's like, oh, there's one of his. No, it's thanks.
Yeah. That's how you can find the thieves. You just sit back and be like, that's all D.L. Hughley. That's none of him.
But I've been in clubs where they were doing Jeff Foxworthy, but they switch it. You know you're ghetto when instead of you're redneck. Yeah,
a lot of people borrow that way, but that can be looked at as borrowing because
creative license. They changed the whole thing. I'm talking about verbatim, like that's not your joke at all.
Oh yeah,
it's like karaoke
a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
And you know who's the quickest to tell you this? Definitely if you work in the clubs, the staff, like the wait staff.
Oh yeah, they will.
They'll let you. They know who the stealers are because they got to listen to all the shit.
Yeah.
They'll be like, ooh, you doing the Sherrod jokes. And they're the first one to drop a dime on a motherfucker.
No, they have nothing to lose.
I was at the Cellar one night, and I did a joke, and some dude in the audience goes, I heard that on the radio today. I go, that was me, you fucking idiot. He accused me of stealing my own stuff.
I had a woman in Atlanta, one white woman sitting in the back, arms crossed, and she said, I watched your hour on YouTube, and you're doing a lot of the same stuff. I was like, and bitch? What They're jokes that I wrote, and you're gonna hear them tomorrow night, and you're gonna hear them.
Are the Rolling Stones writing all new songs every concert?
Exactly. I'm like, why did you sit and watch a whole hour, then come and see me? You have a problem.
She was really into you. That's your biggest fan. She was disappointed.
I know, but then because she pointed that out, I was in my head for the rest of the next half hour. Like, I can't give her a joke she's heard.
That's what really.
The pressure I felt like, I'm like, all I wanted to do was send her home like, nah. And every time I did a joke that worked, I was like, aha, you never heard that one, bitch. But it was a very stressful night. The whole night was stressful.
Well, the worst is when you do a show and the second show is late and some people stay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no.
What the fuck are you staying?
I don't think I've ever had anyone stay. Maybe this is my own shortcoming.
Really?
No, you gotta get when you get the stayers, it's creepy as fuck.
It's creepy as fuck. But usually the stayers, they don't give a. We care more than they care.
Yeah.
If they hear it joke again, they don't give a fuck. They want to hear it again.
Yeah, you know what?
I give a warning like this. If you hear from the last show, you might hear some of the same shit. So prepare yourself for it.
Because the stayer is sitting there like this the whole time.
Yeah, they know they're into it.
They're just so happy to still be there.
It's like we can imagine sitting through somebody's show twice.
No, I can't even watch 2 movies in a row. Like it's no.
Not in close proximity, not in the same year. I can't watch TV shows and move. I'm like, I just saw it. I know what's going to happen. You got to give me some time.
You ever get the ones that go, oh yeah, I drove 4 hours. Don't put that pressure on me.
Yeah.
I don't need that. I don't need that.
We drove from so-and-so, and I'm like, man, anyway.
I hope you got a hope.
But that's all the shit in our head, though. That's the shit in our head. Thinking, if they stay for 2 shows, they don't give a fuck you say the same shit again. They expect it most times.
Yeah.
They just want to, just want to hear it again. But we go like this, now I got to do it again for this motherfucker. And they already heard this. So I'm going to switch it up here. I'm going to switch it up there.
I love when they come back another night and bring their friends and family.
Yeah.
And their friends and family don't laugh as hard as they did. I'm like, well, tell your family you had fun because they're not having fun. You loved me yesterday. Your mom could give a fuck. So I don't understand why you brought her back on Sunday.
I mean, I hate to see this. I hate to see my own family. I hate when family or friends of mine come to a show and they sit up front.
No, I tell them.
Oh, that's the worst.
I tell them, get back. I don't want to smell you, see you. I don't want to recognize your laugh. Nothing. Get back there.
Well, that's where they always want to go. So if you don't tell them specifically, don't sit up front.
They don't know.
Come out, it's like they're like that. I'm in, cousin.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. No, the first time I did
jokes.
a show in my hometown, like 6 months into stand-up, my whole family came and sat in the front row, and I had like 5 minutes tops. It was so new, and the only joke I had that worked was like a real filthy cum joke, and then we all had to eat Thanksgiving right afterwards.
Who wants gravy?
I bombed except for this one nasty jizz joke. So yeah, they have to sit in the back. They have to sit way in the back.
I think that's my biggest pet peeve about performing. I don't want to see people I know in the front row.
I don't want, or I hate when you get somebody free passes in the town and they don't come up to you and say good show, or you know what I mean? Like, I got you in for free. At least lie. At least lie.
They try to dip out before you get off stage like this. I don't want to see him after that performance.
Well, because they might think they're coming to see Brian Regan. I'm not.
One of my biggest pet peeves is when I get friends in for free and they're high maintenance.
Oh yeah.
Like they get there and they're texting and calling. We're here. We're outside. Bitch, I'm at work. You know how to walk into a building and sit down? It's the same process. You don't need me. I gave your name. You don't need me. But they want to congregate before your set.
The kind of friends I like is motherfuckers. You come out off the stage, you go outside and be like this. I didn't know you was here. Like, yep, we was in the back. Watch the whole show. Great job.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't even know. You the best person.
Those are the best ones who don't tell you anything.
It's just like if you're going on stage and industry is in the room, you're like thinking, what do they want to hear? What should I, if there's, listen, the whole industry, if they're in the back room and I don't know they're there, I don't mind.
Yeah,
The
it's another
second,
show.
the second
Go ahead.
the second you tell me, Chris Rock's in the back of the room, you're like, oh Jesus, I got to make him laugh. Fuck the crowd.
Right.
I stopped caring about that though. My stand up changed when I'm able to block them out. That used to be my block where I'm like, anybody who's famous or really good is standing there and I can see them in that cellar doorway under the bright light downstairs. I'm like, can you at least walk into get in the fucking shadow and not stand there leaning on the door like here he is.
Because I stay on stage and be like this. Remember you used to do this good? Remember that under the light, nigga?
I went one time at the Laugh Factory in LA. I was performing and there was a Middle Eastern guy in an obvious agent suit. Black suit, black tie, white dress shirt, front row. And I stopped and I was like, are you an agent? And he's like, yeah. I said, why in the fuck are you sitting right there? Yeah. I'm like, get back to where the bar is. And he got up.
Good.
And I found out later he was CAA. I'm like, why would are you new? You must be a new agent. They don't do that. Yes. You don't sit in the front row.
Swinging your dick in the fucking talent's face. Dummy, go in the fucking shadows. You're behind the camera.
And wearing the standard agent suit. I'm like, and all of you dress the same. Do you not know what you look like?
What kind of respecting Jewish agent sits in a front seat?
Exactly. And he was shocked I called him out. I'm like, you must be new. You a trainee. You don't know what you're doing.
I was at the Improv. As the second in LA, the first, the upper level.
Yeah.
So there's a whole table full of agents. There's about 6 or 8 of them. And I was hosting for some reason. I said, I'll host. And they were doing a showcase for a show for like Comedy Central. So if the person got the show, they might have got, let's say 1,200 scale.
Right.
So I go, what are you guys doing here? They go, one of our clients is on. I go, so say your client gets this show for 1,200. You guys are all going to split the $120? All 6 of you?
I made fun of them, even mine. I'm like, so did the whole department have to come? I don't understand. Why all 9 of you are here? What's going to happen in my career if the whole department comes?
I smashed this table so fucking bad. I mean, I didn't care.
They need that. They deserve it. The best you can do is perform like nobody matters in the room.
Well, do you remember Delilah's Club in New York?
Oh yeah, the Lower East Side.
Yeah, so they were having Montreal auditions.
Okay.
And I was gonna host it. I swear to God, there was no audience, none. It was all industry, and they sat in the back of the room. And they made the comics go on. And the comics went on like it was just no one came that night. So at some point I would just sit in a chair in the audience and introduce the next comic or whatever. And Steve Sherrod was sitting in the back and I know him from years, from when he was a doorman at the Riviera, and he was talking during it. These comics are, this is scary shit.
Right.
I said, Steve, Sopranos is off the air. Nobody gives a fuck about you. Right? He got up and walked out. I chased him out, fuck him out. But they made these comics go on to no audience. It's fucking...
That's embarrassing for the club, too. It's like, club, if you're going to have a Montreal showcase, pack the fucking room.
Yeah.
I would love to do, I'm sure they're not going to be back until God knows when, but I would love to do Montreal. I did it once, and I was shitting nervous balls the whole time. I was excited when I booked it. I dreamt about it for months, and then when I got there, it was over like that. But if I want to do it now with this I don't care attitude, so I can actually have fun.
And just go up on shows and not have
hang out, do cocaine, fucking relax, and not worry about anything. When I was there, I was so like, I'm at work, I'm professional. First of all, every industry person, they know who we all are.
Yeah.
There's no agent's gonna be like, I never heard of Rick Frost. They all know who we are. Yeah. There's no reason to walk around like, I wonder if they know me. They all know you. They got a list and pictures and bios months ago. We are not.
The point is, they don't care.
They don't give a shit. But you can go there and shit on stage. You might kill that way, literally.
I could
shit on stage.
I could be there and they don't have to say anything, and I hear no.
You know what I say? I say, why go to Montreal to be told no in a different country? I'm I was like, I don't need no international. I get all the no's domestically. I don't need the
No, it's still in French. It's still no.
Some of my no's were so good they almost sounded like yeses. I go, that was the best no today. That was a good no.
And the email is listing all the reasons they love you, when you don't know what's going to end. Like, it's going to be, is he yes? And at the end, they're like, but unfortunately, you're like, you took a long ass time to get to know.
I know. To get to that, we're going in another direction.
Yeah.
The direction.
Let me tell you, I know that I'm going to get a no, whether it's in person or email, if they say, Jackie, we love you. That's always, I'm like, yeah, another one gone. All right, let's keep moving.
Kiss of death.
Me and another comic were in a meeting with a head of casting, or just a head from like NBC, so one of them.
Yeah.
And she had a notebook, the yellow pad. So we're pitching the show, whatever. The meeting's over, and I look at the pad. There's nothing on it. So I
That's what my therapist does.
I took the pencil. I wrote, "They stink."
You couldn't even doodle? Nothing?
Nothing. Me and Patrice were kicked out of an audition. We were reading for a sitcom.
Right.
And Patrice didn't want to be there, and I can't act. So we're reading together, and he won't take his face out of the script. Right. And Marcy, who's the nicest, sweetest lady in the world, Marcy Phillips, she's so nice.
Yeah.
He's yelling at me or something. I go, how do I connect with a guy that won't look at me? And she goes, can you two just get out of here?
Right, you're wasting her time.
He just laughed all the way out of NBC.
What you get, but it paid off for Gaffigan. He had.
Would you do the drive-through shows they're doing now? There's a lot of those I see around.
It's the one. Is it where they honk to signal that they're laughing? Because that makes me sad.
Comedy Dynamics just filmed a special of several comics doing either hour or half hour in some drive-through theater in LA.
In LA, yeah.
And when the comics would walk up on stage, the cars were, like crazy honking the horn. Yeah. I thought it was kind of cute.
Yeah, it's cute when you got $1 million production to shoot for some TV show, but if you're just doing it in some lot with cars, it's gonna suck.
Listen, when somebody honks at me, my first reaction is to give them the finger.
You're like, you pigs.
Oh, it's going to be a great show if your husband runs 3 arts and gets to throw a fucking. It's going to be great. If you're a regular comic with cars, no, it's going to be awful.
Yeah. If Dave Becky's doing it, look, if Ray Ellen is the promoter.
I think I'm going to record my next album.
I'm only kidding.
My next album has got to be at a drive-in show where it's just honks the whole recording. That's what I want, is an hour of just solid, like,
Ray's
real
doing it in Aruba on kayaks.
Real what?
Billy Holloway hour. That's what he call it.
I think he's doing something online. He asked me to do it.
Yeah, I've done it a few times. It's fun.
Yeah,
what is it?
It's a talk show, though, right?
It's stand-up comedy.
Oh, is it?
He'll talk. No, actually, no. You're not doing a set.
Who's standing up?
It's like it's a Zoom show like this. He leads you in like Comics Unleashed style, and then you can do a little stick.
So he's firing out.
Comics Unleashed.
I know, Comics Unleashed. So you just got back from Afghanistan. You had an abortion.
He's gonna ask the leading question, and you go from there. And
you don't like the police, is that correct? Shut up, stupid.
He has this huge fan base in Aruba, and it gets a lot of. The first time I did it, 300 plus.
Yeah,
that's pretty good for one of these things.
So your grandma and you always have crazy times.
You raised a litter of kittens yourself.
So I see you're gardening a lot.
Fucking boo.
You know what I found online the other day that I want to find? I found I didn't buy it. I saw a picture of it. It was a picture of a DVD and a music, but it's not music. It was of people meowing for an hour.
What?
Is it like one of those like flash mob things?
I don't know.
To the subway?
It's just people meowing for an hour. Different people meowing for an hour.
Is it soothing to you?
On a CD. I want to buy it because I want to imagine being high listening to that. It'll be the funniest thing. you ever heard of
3
it?
minutes.
It's me.
For 3 minutes is funny. Then everyone like this. Yo, turn that shit off, man.
After a while, is this missing? Where's the CD? I don't know. Somebody took that shit out and broke it in half.
It'll be funny for 3 minutes, then you're gonna be breaking weed on it.
I am doing outdoor shows tomorrow for Stand Up New York. Anybody done those?
No, I haven't.
no.
They're doing it in the park, right? Central Park and Battery Park.
Yeah, those.
That sounds good. That sounds
I don't know what this
promising.
meant.
It all comes down to the sound.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
If a homeless dude is louder than you, bad show.
If the heckler is gonna shut me down because it's louder than me.
If a guy with his underwear on outside of his pants can take over the show,
if there's more people at the ice cream truck than watching you.
Some lady picking up dog shit is
I'll
just
just
as
do
much
crowd
of
work
a
and bullshit, and then I'm like, I'll leave.
Yeah, a
I've done
friend
it.
of mine had one of those shows in Washington Square Park a couple days ago, and a protest broke out. And it had
Really?
better sound.
It was that bad.
You know how funny it would be for me to be like, I can't get their attention, and hand the mic and go right to a staircase down to the subway. Like, it's not working out, guy. And I just walk down the stairs.
You should have a camera crew follow you. That's how you start the special.
That's how I leave. Where you going? Home. This was a bad idea.
You go from bombing in the park to straight to fucking Carnegie Hall on the train. The packed stadium, like y'all wouldn't believe just happened.
I forget, there was a comic, I forget who it was. He was bombing on stage and he goes, okay, you'll find this funny. I'm going to go to my car and get my props.
Yeah.
Never came back. He just left. He just walked to his car and drove away.
That's a good exit line. I like that.
I remember when the comic, when I was posted at the Cellar, I remember SC fucking went off. So I won't say the comic's name because he don't play there anymore. But
say the name.
He used to play all the time. He used to play the comic strip in all the clubs uptown. He used to play comic strip, Dangerfield, Stand Up New York. But this was when he first started playing the Cellar. This was like early 2000s. And I was hosting. He was on stage. And I came upstairs. I saw that he was having a rough time. But, you know, he's on stage now. He'll work it out. It's a Cellar. You still got your 12 minutes is your 12 minutes. I'll come upstairs. Next thing I know, 2 minutes later, he's coming up the stairs behind me. And I'm like,
did you give up? What happened?
Why? And the show's going on. I'm the host, so I gotta bring you off. So I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, it just wasn't working out. I run down the stairs, jump on stage, like, yo, y'all give it up for blah, blah, blah. And then I had to do some time till the next comic came because they were still upstairs and it was a mess. SD fucking banned him for life.
Of course.
And David Tell came up to me when he heard the story. He was like, Uptown Comics coming downtown and eating humble pie.
How long did he give it before he gave up?
2-3 minutes.
That is not. You can come out of a 2 or 3 minute hole.
And he's a good comic, but it was what was in his. He was just starting the Cellar. He was just starting to get in the Cellar. So this may be his first or second spot there. So, but he was killing uptown. He was killing all the clubs uptown. But he came down there, it was in his own head. He was like Comedy Cellar, Comedy Cellar, Comedy Cellar, and he fucking went into himself, bombed, and jumped off the stage. Money. It was shocking to me.
You know how many sets I've done in McDougal where they don't laugh for a minute? I'm never used to that.
Have you ever seen the one where the guitar act smashes the guy in the head with the guitar from the audience?
No.
Mike, hey, Mike, where's Mushy Mike? You got to find this. You got to see this. You never seen this?
In New York or
on the road. This is a classic. I tell you what, Dennis, Mike, bring it up. He's on
break
stage.
it down for us. So it's a guitar act on stage, and then he got heckled, then he smashed the dude with the guitar?
Yeah, you got to see this.
Was it John Joseph?
No. And the boat pulled over and said, get out. Mike,
you got a weapon on stage. I've seen, you know, Steve Byrne got bottles thrown at him on stage. And
oh, man.
Who?
Steve Byrne.
Why?
He got a couple times. People try to test Steve.
Yeah.
Steve
comes
got hit and somewhere else he almost got into a fight.
Oh.
No punk, he get it in.
I've had stuff thrown at me.
What did they throw at you?
Oh, I had drinks thrown at me and here. Okay, listen, watch this.
On stage, boss.
Okay, listen to this.
Oh, this is exciting.
Here we go. Here's the video. We got sound.
Oh, he's got a harmonica too.
Yeah, you'd rather get hit with that.
How come we can't hear him?
Turn the volume. What
the
happened?
hell?
You got to find a video. He'll find it. Here we go. You got it?
Get on up here, motherfucker.
Look, he puts his pick back in the strings.
I'm sorry, man. The guy fucking came at me.
He
What do you
did
think,
not,
folks?
Did he?
No way.
Okay, sure.
Where are the
That was
police?
unnecessary.
So,
Some people don't know how to ball.
so,
We learned that from
Somebody yelled out, "I want my money back."
so when Dennis Miller had his show, he played that clip, and he was playing the clip. He goes, comic, felon. Oh,
And no security, nobody bum rush. If that was a black comic, they'd have shot him from the back row.
It's good to see the comedian. I always root for the guy on stage because we're the guys on stage. So I don't know what transpired, but I still think he had a right to hit the dude.
he was so calm, like, I'm sorry. He came at me. He was all
like this.
gentle.
No, he did.
He was a gentleman. Motherfucker, you are hallucinating. Nobody touched it.
The whole
But
crowd
yeah,
was like
like
this.
serial killer, like yeah.
The crowd was not with it. They're like, look, we're not going to help you with this. You just lost your shit. What's going on?
Your fault for being a guitar ass.
Okay.
Like, no one made you
I
take
was
up
like, oh,
this
my money
instrument.
back. He did not come at you. You need to be in jail.
he smashed his guitar, then put the pick back in the
Put the
strings.
pick back.
Like a real-
That's
He
like
use it later.
oh man, some real sociopath shit.
Oh.
Put the guitar. These picks are hard to come by. I keep losing them. I gotta put them right back in there.
I had
Maybe
motherfuckers come at me on stage trying to come at me.
Yeah.
I had motherfuckers trying to get up there.
So
I had to do
surprising.
But trust
Sherrod,
me, if
you?
Kirby didn't get there, I would have beat him to death.
Oh,
I
no.
I would have beat him to death.
was in
No.
Pennsylvania. This dude rushed the stage at me.
In Pennsylvania?
He was drunk, yeah. So I kind of kicked him just to push him back.
Yeah.
And then he gets back up. I went, oh no. And then he came
Roy!
at, so hold on, let me finish this real quick.
Go ahead, go
He
ahead.
came at me again. He came at me again. I kicked him in, just to stop him.
Right.
Cut to 10 minutes later, he's in a police car, and his wife is outside the police car yelling, "You did it again."
You clearly have a problem.
Roy Wood Jr., what's up, brother?
Man, what up? Let me close this door. Y'all don't need to
Yeah,
be seeing my bathroom and shit.
Yeah. Flush
What's
the
in
toilet.
there?
You coming in all
Yeah.
late? What you been up to?
Man, dealing with a 4-year-old trying to put this boy to bed, man.
Yeah.
Girl out doing her health walk shit. So,
Health
What
walk?
are you gonna have
father,
more?
I'm a father for about an hour,
That's all it takes.
What's the bedtime routine? What do you guys do?
It's quarantine. There's no norm. Like it's 9:20. He's just not going to bed. He also didn't wake up till 9 o'clock this morning. Like it keeps getting later and later.
And you can't be hard on them. At first, when it's all started, as a parent, you try to keep that structure in your kid's life and be like, you got to do schoolwork from this time to this time. Then you got to blah blah. But it's like, you know what? You got to relax all that shit. You got to like they felt like an enemy at their own house. You got to.
Because it's not like he's 4, so he's not like self-sufficient. So when I say you do schoolwork, it means we do schoolwork
Right.
from this
You
time
gotta
to this time. And I'm not finna sit and I've already learned all this shit. What I want to learn how to read again for?
I always like to remind Roy when he and I were in LA together, if he had wanted kids, all he had to do was tell me.
He
All he had to do was let me know. We were together in LA for years. I'm like, Roy, all you wanted was a baby? You had me this whole time. You were
all you
time
had
waster.
to
I told him the
Oh,
same
you-
thing.
y'all so nasty. But yeah,
That's nasty. That's family stuff. That's not nasty.
I'm talking to the rich.
Oh.
Goodness gracious.
Well, how, you holding up well in the quarantine? You still been? Have you did any like shows online? We've been talking about that, like Zoom comedy.
He turned down my
So-
offer today. He was. I asked him to do my Zoom birthday show, and he was like, "Jackie, a very long, well-written, eloquent, articulate ass, but no."
No.
It was very fair. It was very much.
It was clear as fuck.
I ain't got no. I did two shows back in April. I
Yeah.
did one with Ali Sadiq,
Uh-huh.
and I can't remember the other one. It was some white boys. Maybe it was like Mike Birbiglia or something. And it just didn't like to come. You gotta like, hey, it was up there.
Yeah.
I ain't got that in me. And I know.
Can I read your no, or is it personal?
No, read it.
I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, I want to read his very long ass no.
It was.
He said,
I saw.
Oh, here it is.
Okay.
He said, Jackie, I'm staying away from those. My stand-up doesn't work in those mediums. I've tried. I promise you I have. Happy to do a Q&A or some shit, but properly structured setups and punchlines I can't do. My ideas are too dark. Online stand-up, Kay haven't found a way to properly execute the nuance of it all. Isn't that
Yeah,
long
I
hell?
agree. That's a good no. That's a solid fuck no.
That's a solid fuck no.
Dude,
It misses it's not the same thing. It's not stand up on this shit. It's just talking.
Let me give you a premise.
It's a
Let me give you a
seated
premise
monologue.
Yeah.
that I'm
Isn't it?
working on right now.
Uh-huh.
The premise is that everybody wants to take down Confederate monuments. Like black people, we all trying to get Confederate monuments down. When if you really want to get deep into the shit, your last name is a Confederate monument.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't say that on the Zoom show the right way. And then you don't know who's recording the shit. They'll just record that snippet on the screen record and then put that out there. And look, I'm with a bathroom in the background. Ain't nobody gonna think this shit jokes.
If we gotta get rid of everything with slave owners, we can't use cash anymore. We're gonna have to start paying in blocks and shit.
Yeah.
They're on everything.
I'm with the statues coming down. It's just how far down the rabbit hole you want to go, man.
Yeah, at some point, America will be naked. If we get rid of everything, it'll be a desert. If we walking around like I don't know where to go. Everything was racist and now it's gone. There's
And there's going to be no sports teams with names anymore.
Yeah.
You know, because listen, I like the Baltimore Orioles, but I could see as an Oriole, I'd be offended if somebody was wearing me on their fucking hat. You know what I mean?
Oh, we know where does the word knickerbockers come from? You don't know where the
should have been a Vikings joke, by the way. You should have went Vikings.
You're right. Yeah.
I think
it was an ad lib. They're not all killers. What the fuck? That's why I don't do online shows.
If we break down every sports team, we can find something racist in every name. Clippers, we don't know what that really means.
Or in the front office.
Huh?
Or you can find something racist in their front office. There's one comic that I saw do an online show that I thought was funny. Was Pierre out of Atlanta?
Yeah, Pierre's funny.
Oh, really?
This nigga did a show in his living room. Mike with only his girl as the audience, and she's dying at every. And you can tell he was like just being silly about it.
Right.
And that's what made it funny.
Right.
I don't know. You can't do that every week for an hour, but that shit, when he did that shit, I was like, all right, that's how you do it. If
it's spontaneous like that, and you know that you're not doing stand up and teasing it. I thought Bill Maher shit was funny when he had the laugh tracks in, but he also had like video laugh tracks, like old time people laughing, and then like chimpanzees. I thought that was funny because
it keeps it energized at least. It's not just like speaking into the void.
Yeah.
Maria Bamford did a special from her living room in front of her parents that she put on. You know, that was her special.
But then Maria also has the style that is intimate and brings you in, and she's suddenly in a low energy. I can't do my shit. It was Butterboy. That was the other one I did. That one was fun. It was with the Parna and Maeve. Yeah, like that one was like, okay, I get it, but I don't know. I just feel like I dodged a bullet because you don't want to be the one to bomb on Zoom. You know how fucked up that
there's no bombing on Zoom. I've done so many. I'm ashamed. I'm not.
And you ain't bombed. You ain't bombed on Zoom.
No.
She's bombed on everyone. That's why she don't know what bombing is no more.
I don't. You know what? Either I've never really bombed, or is that? You know why? People, they're so happy to have something to do. They're sitting on the couch next to their partner. They're drunk. They're high. They're giving hand jobs damn near during your set. They're barely paying attention. They're just happy that you're in their house. And if you're known, if they know who you are, they're grateful.
Wait, you think somebody giving somebody a hand job during your set is not bombing? That's not.
I think that's a sign
My
of
egos
love.
are not that fragile. I don't give a shit what you're doing. I'm gonna talk about my day, and I'm not always doing structured jokes. I'm talking about quarantine and my mother, and I hate and observational stuff. You can ad lib a whole set on Zoom.
Yeah, I've done a
They
little.
don't know.
But
Yeah,
it's
I
more
mean,
like a
it's even
podcast than a stand-up show, though. It's still
Yeah,
don't stand-up-y. You got to feel the temperature of the room. You need a low
But they're
ceiling.
gonna laugh. Everyone on here is funny. Well, I don't know. When you guys yawn, I giggle. What's wrong? Where you? No self.
But I'm talking about our
no
satisfaction for
self-esteem?
doing it. Our satisfaction. This
Emmy.
don't feel like stand-up. This feels fun, but it ain't stand-up.
Emmy, keep it 100. Have you bombed yet on Zoom during quarantine, Emmy?
I have only felt like I bombed. You don't know, but I just every
Don't
time
know.
I shut the computer and I take a deep breath and I feel deeply sad.
You know why? Because these are the faces in the squares of the audience that are watching you. You get somebody that's just like, then you get somebody that's like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's impossible to tell. So you gotta keep going, and you'll have enough of people like this happy that you're gonna.
Well, the thing I did, I just played with the crowd, and when I saw somebody that's standing there, I'd be like, "Hey, Jeff, what's up with you? What you just?" And then I just played the room, but it still is zooming. Is not,
Me and Jessica did somebody's birthday party, which was okay because I got to do crowd work because everybody knew each other that was at the party. They knew each other, so it kind of worked. You know what I'm saying? It kind of worked, but it wasn't stand-up. It was like, I'll do a roast online. If you give me somebody to roast, I'll sit and write the stuff, and I'll roast the person.
I did Jeff Ross's show online. He got the YouTube show, whatever, but the Instagram show. But I did that, and that was fun because you could see people.
Yeah.
In and out.
You know what's funny? I love through all this, Roy's face is like, I don't give a fuck what you guys have experienced. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Let me read you an email. I'm going to read you an email from another comedian. Okay. And I just want to know, all four of you, I want to know your price.
Okay.
Hey, Roy, we need a comedian for our family Zoom meeting next month. We're looking for someone to do a 30-minute session. What is your price?
30 minutes.
Okay.
Your family Zoom, nigga. You telling me you won't bomb that? You won't bomb
you don't know them?
Family members praying over some motherfucking.
You know them?
Wait,
I don't know these people.
What kind of meeting is a family having? What the
Is it an intervention?
That feels brutal.
No, it's black people. Like my girl's family do it. Like once a week they get on Zoom and pray and share stories. It's uplifting. It really does help you get through this shit. And now you're a comedian.
I don't know how to answer that because you would charge a different rate because you're currently on TV. I might charge them.
Ain't no amount of money in the world you worth that.
No. I would start off ludicrous and let them go down from there. I would start off high and let them be like, oh hell no, and then I'm like, okay, then what do you? Because you never give them.
Saying, hey man,
isn't the rule you don't give the price first? You let them give you the number first.
It's like, hey man, my grandmother just died. We getting a little get together on Zoom. Any Nana jokes you got? Got any dead Nana jokes?
You do a virtual wake.
I would quote $1,000 and let them go down from there.
1,000. That first of all.
I would start there. I have houses, and they'd be like, and they would of course say no, and they'd be like, well, we could give you 400. You'd be surprised.
I'd start at 50. It depends, a roast or just doing stand-up. See, it's easy to roast because you just get
30 minutes.
No, let me tell you something.
It's easy, Roy. Stop it.
With 3 aunts staring at you like this.
No. 30 minutes. No.
Ain't no Kevin Hart.
A hand job if you're lucky. I mean,
500 minimum.
At least if you bomb in front of strangers on Zoom, you can roast a motherfucker, but you can't roast somebody's family because then the whole family gonna raise up on you.
Yeah.
See, I performed for a family before in their house on Fifth Avenue. Performed for a family. It was like 8 members. I did it in front of their fucking fireplace, right across from the Met, like half hour, and it was weird as fuck, but they were cool. It worked out that they were cool. Like they really wanted this.
I've done stuff
they
like
really
that.
wanted it.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna be careful because I know you or your family. If you book me, I'm gonna go in, and your feelings get hurt. I'm going home. I don't live with you bitches. I don't.
That was like 10 grand though for this family in the house.
What if
10
Jackie?
10 grand.
There you go.
Now that's the
star
neighborhood.
price.
Yeah.
That's more than neighborhood to do it. Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what we should do? We should
What?
just email other comics this offer just to see which ones respond.
What would
Yeah.
you charge, Roy?
And then next week, just read all the email replies.
Different numbers.
Just see.
Do it.
What would you charge, Roy?
I don't know, but it's got to be an outrageous scenario.
Yeah.
It's gotta
We
be.
get phone calls all night from Dan Natterman.
We're doing an online funeral.
That's funny.
Can you come in at the end of it?
Just to lighten up to the live streamed eulogy.
It'd be like we're doing a COVID-19 wake for so and so. Can you
30
come do?
minutes.
Brutal.
So long.
Watching you. Can
That's
you
the
come do
truth.
it?
And then you get ready to start, and then you see like kids sitting on their lap. You know, now you can't even say half of what you were going to say.
Yo, I might do that. I might just start trolling comedians this week, man.
That's
And
funny.
Emailing them how much to do a funeral Zoom.
They'll be in it, money. First of all, comedy's like the new wrestling because motherfuckers doing it in every backyard now.
Yeah.
There's so many backyard shows in New York.
Hey, listen, I got an acre of property. I was ready to start a club back in my place. I just didn't want to deal with the cops and the neighbors.
Or Benny Brand coming down on you because it's Jersey. And that's
His outdoor setup is off the chart. He's got an outdoor setup. His outdoor setup is perfect. He's got a stage. Yeah. It's nice.
Are y'all scared for the other comics that you see that are on stage and stuff? Like I see my man Steve Byrne and Mark Norman. You know, they out there doing it pre-COVID style.
I just
with
told
socially distanced clubs, but I see it and I'm like, all right.
Canaries in the mine staff, man. If they die or survive, I'm basing it on them.
Well,
I told Rich when we started before you got here, Roy, that every man, 4 out of 5 who gone back out there, caught it.
Yep.
No, but see,
Jackie, we have caught it.
Jackie, I can name. There's more than 5 that been out there. There's tons of comics that are going out.
3 is too many. 3, dude.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But listen,
And
now you got me all paranoid.
Comedians.
Exactly. Russell Peters ain't got tested yet, but he's been out there like it's back in the day again.
Yeah, but those guys. What's the guy you said from LA? I can't think of it. You know, one of Rogan's boys that got it.
Brian Callen.
Yeah, Brian and the other. They were shaking hands and socializing with the audience. If you're okay, here's a clip.
That's next level. They did meet and greets.
Yeah, see, if
you're begging for it.
If you walk in, go on stage, and walk the fuck out, it's no different than going to the supermarket.
Yeah,
it's no different. But
everybody in the supermarket's not laughing toward you, fucking
They're not laughing towards me.
You like macaroni and cheese? Macaroni.
Yeah, you know how it should be now? We go to the club, park our car behind the club, stay in that bitch, and when it's time, let them text you. Be like, hey, you next. Then run up, do your set, good night, run out the back by the kitchen, and run back in the car and peel the fuck off.
Well, that's what I did. You know, Good Nights has a fire escape right outside the door. I sat on the fire escape. Then it's my turn to go on.
I don't trust North Carolina, so I can't trust any club in a state that I don't trust.
Well, Raleigh's not
New York,
bad.
maybe. North Carolina is like, no.
Not Raleigh, certain areas in North Carolina.
But that's where the crowds are, Sherrod. The clubs and the states you can't trust had the people that are coming out and spending money.
The remote places have big audiences.
Listen, I did 4 shows and did out of 4 shows, I think 130 people.
Have you got tested, Rich?
All together?
Have you
all together.
Because people ain't coming out down there either.
Wait, what'd you say?
Have you gotten tested?
I took the test before I went down there. I
Lord.
took.
No,
I'm supposed to take one tomorrow for my dental work.
No,
I'm having dental work next week, and I'm supposed to go get the test tomorrow.
You need to get off the airplane and tell your wife,
away
take
from-
me to a testing place right now.
Stay away from Marina and Bonnie, you son of a bitch. You're gonna get the whole family sick.
They're going over. They go out. They go to the supermarket. They go to Lowe's or Home or whatever.
Not in North Carolina, they don't.
Not Raleigh. It's not
In
all
your
the neighborhood.
neighborhood.
Roy did a wonderful example of the audience laughing. Any kind of outward anything that is that's all COVID. That's all COVID.
Droplets.
Droplets all over your face.
But they're at least 15 or 20 feet away from you.
The whole room.
Not a D.L. Hughley show. They wasn't.
Yeah, well, I don't do those numbers. I don't do those.
No, forget numbers. D.L. show didn't have a big audience. He was just kicking it at Zanies in front of a small ass audience.
Oh, that's good.
There was a lady close to the stage putting Corona on DL's feet. Go back and look at the footage of DL passing out. It's a one stage right.
Yeah.
Corona's like, it ain't gonna hit him in the face. I don't want nobody close to me on the stage. It's gonna be when I do go back out, it's gonna be a comedy mode. I'm with Emmy. Like that shit is too much.
Governor's got the plexiglass. I showed pictures of it. They're not using it yet, but it's already up. It's plexiglass around the whole stage. So you're like a fishbowl.
You like the Pope.
Yeah, you're like a hologram of yourself.
They should fill it with water.
And I saw Joey Medina went. I just canceled, Roy. I canceled Florida this weekend because Joey Medina was there a few weeks ago taking pictures. He said online, I don't want to be a dick. It's hard not to shake hands and take pictures.
Yes, it is.
So if you're that person who can't say no, you're gonna have a hard time. The audience, they're crying. They want to touch you. You're gonna be like, no, bitch, no.
No.
Rich, does anybody get your sneaker collection in your will? Whenever the test comes back.
I want your jewelry. All your rings, Rich. I want all those rings.
I got training from the best, baby. I got the best training ever on how to shit on a meet and greet.
How? Wait.
I was
wait.
Yeah. You see that lady right there, stage right? Look at that black lady.
Right here?
In the white top?
6
Yeah.
That's close.
You gotta watch it fall.
I don't want to watch it. I don't like watching this.
I
don't like watching him. I don't like watching him.
I don't want to see.
Why? Stop panicking.
No, it makes me nauseous. I don't like watching that.
You watched the George Floyd things 17 times.
Actually, no, I don't need to watch that either. I know about it. I can't watch it.
I did watch that.
But he was on a stool first, and then he slumped over.
Oh, you never saw it?
I saw it, but I couldn't tell if he was like he fell over. He was on a stool and
he was doing the 1 foot on the stool thing.
Yeah.
And his speech got blurred. Oh, God.
Yeah, but that means
I got you.
That was it.
Who was that guy, though? That guy was on it. Who was that dude?
Another guy. But that means he already had it for he had it before he got there.
He got it. His whole family got it when he got back. When he got back, they were like, guess what, Dad? We all got it now. His son got it.
Really?
Yep. His son got infected.
Did he?
See, that ain't cool, man. If you're going out on this road and you got kids and shit.
Bring back to your whole family.
Don't know. No. He was doing it for charity. That was the only reason DL pulled up in the first place.
What charity? We all need charity right now. Fuck charity.
I'm just saying, it ain't the same as like going off and doing meet and greets. I saw Jesse Jackson speak at an event.
Yeah.
And so this is what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start hitting niggas with this Jesse Jackson.
Do it.
Emmy, I want you to do this shit. So Jesse is like shaking the hands of some children, right?
Right.
And he's got to go. He's being rushed out of the building. And an old head came up behind him, tapped him on the shoulder. He goes, "Brother Jackson, I drove 14 hours just to take a picture with you." Jesse Jackson turned around and said, "It ain't gonna happen tonight."
Jesse! Fuck, he was on that balcony, baby. He don't give a fuck about this bullshit.
It was cold-blooded. But that's what you got to do. That's how you got to hit niggas with that Jesse Jackson. You got to just go like.
You got to keep away from the people. That's all.
Boundaries.
Ain't gonna happen. Yeah, he's straight up.
But y'all, women are they're very they're very, what's the word, tactful when they want you to pay attention to them after a show. The sympathy, they they don't cry, but they get all like, but my daughter loves you, and I'm afraid to go because it's gonna hurt my feelings.
Yeah, but they can't say that to you if you're already outside the building in your car. If
no,
you already leave,
you're gonna bounce right away.
You have to run. You have the audiences are quick. They get outside fast. You got to run to your car.
If you want to see some tight security, wait till things do open back up. And how that back table at the Comedy Cellar is protected by Estee's going to keep everybody out of the olive tree to protect that fucking table. Yeah. You know it. Yeah. You can't. Nobody going to be able to come past that door going to the bathroom.
I hope she starts with the band.
Why?
Oh Lord.
I missed
Lord.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Comedy.
I don't know.
You're mean, dude.
I don't know when I get that, a lot of our comedic brethren, you need it for your soul to be able to get back out on stage. And then there's a lot of them that need the money. So, it is what it is. I just hope when I see the footage, I just hope they're being safe. That's all I hope.
That's what I worry about because, the world can wait for observational jokes, nigga, and your family and your health, and it can be a long-term effect on it. So we don't even know how long this can affect somebody. It might end your whole career.
Also, too, Sherrod, you could be outside. Spit travels in the air, too. You're saying outdoor comedy you guys are doing.
Yeah, I didn't do it.
So, I mean, there's comics doing outdoor. Yeah. And let me tell you, the wind's going to blow spit a lot quicker than inside a club.
Stop sounding all sexy.
I think you're trying to justify.
You're scaring me.
Yes.
I'm doing.
Well, no, I'm already scared to death.
The shows are done. Your good night weekend is over.
Roy, I'm doing outdoor shows for Stand Up New York on Thursday because I have to. My mental health is cracking.
I agree to that. She is cracking mentally.
Is an outdoor show okay?
I'm not giving any pushback to anybody. I just know the choice I'm making, and I just hope the people who make the other choice just make sure you be careful. Just because it's easy to get relaxed around people who don't take it as seriously as you.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That's part of why I had to get the fuck out of Birmingham. Because niggas found out I was at the crib. They're like, bitch, we coming over. No, bitch. We waited 2 weeks. I talked to my mama for 2 weeks to make sure my mama didn't leave the house. And then we drove down. It's like, y'all ain't going to come and fuck up the bubble, man.
Yeah,
the thing I hate about the Chappelle special is that it's made everybody think that, we just do it outside in the field. That's Chappelle.
Yes. His own land. You can't base your shit on his shit.
Yeah. I'm going to just go do comedy in a park for $75 a ticket. Oh, yeah, I'll be able to survive. No, and then what about when winter hits? What y'all going to do? You doing them ice cold shows, Jackie?
No, I don't do outdoors when it's cold.
That's on ice.
I might, though.
I've got a December open casket date that I'm going to be doing.
I'm doing the Igloo comedy tour in the winter. I don't know what, I'm probably going to cancel this weekend now because I didn't think I had this weekend, and all of a sudden I get a call from brokerage, but you're saying they're setting up plexiglass.
I wouldn't go inside and do a show now. I don't want with the plexiglass or not. I just wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it.
Because it's getting worse. And today I tried to watch Trump's what is it called? Press conference.
Yeah.
He talks about everything in the world but COVID. He talks about what he had for lunch. Nigga, can you talk about anything on topic? He don't talk about nothing relevant.
Did you
hear how to stay in office? Goddammit.
Did you hear that? What's her name talking about opening schools?
What's
her name? Betsy DeVos.
She is haunted.
Holy fuck! I listened to an interview, and she did not answer one question directly. It's unbelievable how she skirted around. I'm not going to send my kid back to school in September.
The question was, should the school systems abide by the CDC guidelines?
Right.
And then she said, no, just do what you want. Just, make sure you're informed.
Informed.
Did they obey the government organization in charge of disease transmission? Or just say fuck it and do what they want?
It's like, what are you talking about? Fucking maroon.
I mean, kids got to walk through the hall. I'm not sending my kid to school. I mean, my kid's 30, but still, I'm not sending her sending her to school.
It's crazy.
But then again,
wait for everything now. Everything's gonna have to pump their brakes. Some kids supposed to go back in August, so that's supposed to be right around the corner, man. And I don't see that happening. I don't think.
But you guys are rational. There are a lot of parents out there that are like, I know it's dangerous, but I want this kid the fuck out of my house. I can't do one more math problem.
Well, that's what you get for getting that kid out of your genitals.
Well, also too, we're comics, so we're home with our kids.
Yeah.
I don't know what parents are doing that have to go to work. You know,
and the kids are just in the house, and then what babysitters? Like they got COVID. You can't. It's everybody's stuck. It's a stuck situation.
Most jobs in the world, you don't have an option. If you don't go to work, you don't eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
but your kids
and also they're pulling
home. Your house burned down.
And that extra 600 in unemployment ends at the end of the month. On top of that,
I never got my money, my stimulus or that 1,200, and my wife's 1,200, my kids.
But they pay
500.
you. They'll pay you back for the shit you didn't get for those months. You get it retroactive.
I didn't get nothing, but my accountant said I could take it off my taxes next year.
Now, when you say you don't get nothing, you mean you really didn't get anything, or you just talking Jew talk?
No, I didn't listen. Now let me tell you something. Jew talk. I can't rebuttal the way I want to because it could end my career right now. But in a year, I have a good comeback. All right, listen to me. Okay? I can't do it now because I got to go put statues back up.
Yeah.
But listen to me.
It's a different climate right now. You can't get involved in that. I think it's time we gotta sign it off. Y'all have fun on the show?
No, not really. I'm just something to do so I don't get depressed.
Roy got here 3 minutes ago.
I'm sorry. Next time I'm back in this thing on time, man. This was fun. I'm gonna get drunk next time.
Yeah,
that's what I want to do. I don't do enough of these sauce though. I've been too coherent. I'm doing it wrong.
Same time.
See, that's what I'll do with you, Jackie. I'll get drunk and talk shit online. That's the show.
Oh,
there's the show.
Okay.
Have fun. Everybody stay safe. And I'll see you guys soon. Love you and miss you.
Love you guys. Miss you too.
I'm serious about the email shit. I'm finna start emailing.
No, do it. That's an amazing idea.
And don't tell anybody that it's me. If they reach out to you, just laugh. Don't say nothing.